rating in the market. So when we looked at product companies, we realized that they depend so much on overseas players, multinationals, to transfer the know-how. Then we realized that there is a basic difference between a software company and a technology company or a clean tech company. So in software, any graduate, any degree holder, or even a non-graduate can enter, understand the basics and move on and make money. In clean technology, you need to spend at least 2 years if you want to go beyond a product company, where you provide solutions, where you assemble various technologies to find a solution for a particular problem. And it could be as unique as how to reduce the emissions from a cement factory, how to reduce pollutants that are directly getting into the rivers. And for that, like someone said, you have to start using your common sense. So this sector demands that you at least invest 2 years of your life to basically understand what the sector is all about. If you are an investment banker, if you are an investor in the sector, then the perception changes. What we had to change at our end was we started looking for companies where the focus was on intellectual capital, people management, or the core strength. Because it doesn't matter to this kind of a company if technology changes tomorrow. This kind of companies would survive. So in 98, if you had too many companies which got listed on exchanges, it may not so happen for advisory kind of clean tech companies, because getting a talent is very difficult. Now those who are interested in this kind of opportunity in the market, clean tech is one such sector for you. After studying further, we realized that there are very few companies that are having this kind of a business model. I can give you one example without disclosing the name, where the company had a top line of 5 crore rupees or $1 million, and the PAT they had was around 2 crore rupees. It was too good to believe. So we asked them for details, and we realized that they had fixed manpower cost, and they were not, the revenue that we saw was their advisory revenue. So you are not booking your equipments and other things through your balance sheet. You are only charging for the advisory. Then we realized that there is a scalability in this business model. So there will probably be a scenario where the company would do 100 crores with a PAT of 60-70 crores. It's too good to believe though, but it's still possible. This is how the sector is going to be. So whether you are a shareholder, whether you are an investor, or whether you are a person seeking a job in this sector, if you have the right focus, if you have the right kind of vision, this sector can definitely help you. I don't want to show my verbosity today. I don't want to go too much in deep in technical terms that we generally use in offices. But I just want to scratch the surface and tell you that there is something more than what is apparent, which is available. You can try those opportunities in the market. Maybe the pace would be low initially, but tell me where you are employed. If that company is clean tech, I'll definitely chase the company with my funds. If you go for an IPO, naturally your ESOP is going to face great value for you. But on a serious note, I would suggest that there are opportunities. Now, one example is, I met this guy who is from Europe. He came to Pune to meet me because he heard that we are launching a clean tech fund. He has developed a solution, or he has a solution. It's a patented technology, and it's antibacterial. So the first question I asked him was that, what is the application of this? I'm a CA, I'm not MBA, I'm not very smart. So he said the basic application is you can kill the bacteria. I said, I understand. Give me one example, where would you do that? So he said, take example of fruits. You can put drops of this solution in the water, dip the fruits, keep it on the shelf. the life will increase to a month, that too without refrigeration. Are you saving energy in this? Yes, you are. Are you reducing those harmful chemicals being used? Yes. Are you improving the lifespan of fruit without requirement of cold storage maybe? Maybe yes. Then he said that it can be used as antibacterial thing when it comes to hand sanitizer. After last year's swine flu, we all know what is hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Before that, we had no clue, or at least I had no clue. I'm less informed. So this drop, if you put it in water, it can be used as hand sanitizer. So my next question to this gentleman was, if I change the percentage, or if I put a very minimalistic, or if I use it in a very small dose in a water, let's say 5 liters instead of 200 ml, can I have a clean water that I can drink without having any side effects? And he said yes to that also. Now you would say, why am I telling you all this? Imagine the Bisleris or Manikchans or all these Aquafinas, they have invested so much in their bottling plants, so much of tax is being paid to the government. If you have this kind of a solution available in the market, the poorest of the poor can afford to have a clean, drinkable water, and it will threaten probably the tax collection of the government as well as the bottling plants that these companies have. So one such innovation or invention can change the way we live. There is a need to appreciate technology, there is a need to appreciate the clean tech, so to say, the green technology, so that we can survive for more number of years, because Earth is safe, we are not. On that note, I would stop, and I want you to ask me questions. If you don't ask, I am going to ask you questions.
Good evening, sir. I am Rupali Gupta. My question is, clean tech scenario and poor India, how it would collaborate or correlate in future?
Okay.
Clean tech scenario and poor India.
Poor India?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How it would correlate in future?
Now, I'm talking to one Israel. So, he has got a technology where they use pine tree to filter the water, and they create a mesh out of it and then they filter the water. He has got his own NGO also, and he is trying to come to India with our help. So I told him that pine tree, that's a great idea, but unfortunately we'll have to go only to Himalayas or Himachal Pradesh where we have pine tree. So he said, yeah, that's one difficulty or bottleneck, otherwise we'll import it. Then my junior, he has got a habit of asking very basic questions. So he said, why are we obsessed with pine tree so much? Can we use bagasse, or, in simple words, sugarcane wastage? And I sent a query to that guy, that can we use it for the same purpose? He says, if certain conditions are fulfilled, certain requirements are fulfilled by this bagasse, we can definitely use it in the mesh technology, or the technology that they are using for the tanking. So poor India is a notion. I don't think it's the reality in today's time, if we choose to. And whatever we have, like I said, if we use common sense like my junior did, it's possible to have clean tech in India too. In fact, we are having clean technology in India, the way we have urban pots and many other things where we don't use electricity. We already have clean tech, because right now the notion is it's only solar, hydro or wind. There is nothing beyond this which is clean tech. That's not the reality, that's not the case. So anything that saves can qualify as clean tech. So I think India will have great potential. I don't see too much of a nexus between poor India and clean tech from that point of view. But if we decide to use the application based on what we have, rather than something that is imported is extraordinary, if we change that mindset, then definitely we have good opportunity to success. So now, yeah. So now the backbenchers are relieved.
So just to add to it, like for clean tech only, in India, there in Gujarat, there is a village where a person is making a refrigerator out of a mud, which is known as mitikul. So those refrigerators are also a part of clean tech, and that is gaining importance. Like he's also making pressure cookers, refrigerators, and various other coolers for the village.
Right. Have you already made investment in this company?
No, sir.
Okay. But he must be very happy.
This is another question.
My name is Manoj Kumar Dwivedi. I have two questions. The first question is, in what way this technology, it means clean tech technology, will help to rid the problem of global warming? And the second one question is,
This afternoon session and my memory is very weak. Can I answer the first question now? Then you give me the second question. It mandates every state government to have at least 0.25% of clean technology in your energy consumption. So that means you have to have a solar grid or hydropower that you are consuming, and the percentage has to be 0.25. I think it's a solar technology that I'm talking about. So if we start making these kind of rules and regulations, maybe in 20 years' time, we'll have a scenario where we are probably using only clean technology. And that will be a great help for the global warming. I mean, it will reduce the global warming. About global warming also, there are so many myths. A friend of mine who stays in Pune, and that time I was not in India, so I just called him and we were talking about all other things. And in India, I think it's in our genes that when there is any awkward silence, we tend to ask about how is the weather. So similar thing happened. I asked him, how is the weather in Pune? And he said that, I don't believe that there is any global warming that is affecting us. It's very cold here. So there are perceptions about global warming. We need to first understand what global warming means. Then we can find solutions.